Hi everyone, I wanted to pop in today to talk about Facebook and Instagram ads. I get asked questions all the time whether or not Facebook and Instagram ads are really worth it. So here's the fact. Did you know that you can double, triple, quadruple your marketing investment using Facebook and Instagram ads? It's true, really is true. And by using Facebook as a marketing platform, you can reach out to a vast group of potential prospects for a fraction of the cost compared to just a few years ago. And it's something that I'm going to be talking about today in this week's podcast. So you can jump over to Digital Marketing Made Simple and check it out there. But let's take a look at the reach, power, and ROI, return on investment, of Facebook and Instagram ads. So do you know how many people use Facebook every month? Over 2.6 billion users. Wow. And 1.73 billion of those users are on it every single day. What about Instagram? Instagram has over 1 billion users every month with 500 million accounts using Instagram stories every day. Wow, those numbers are really staggering. So let's break it down and simplify a bit to dig into some of those details. So let's get a little more local. There's over 221 million Facebook users and 112 million Instagram users in the US alone. Now that's a significant number, and it's a much more useful number for our example. So for Facebook, really that's 2/3 of the population. So getting your message out to these potential customers is a much. But let's zoom in one more time. So here in Florida, estimates, I think it's about 10 million active Facebook users. So if you own a statewide company, no matter what industry you're in, getting access to those users will open you up to a massive audience. And that's just the kind of access that you can get with Facebook ads. That is reach, yeah. So the power of Facebook ads obviously is huge. So given how many people use it on a daily basis, you really can see how powerful it is. And no matter what type of content, you can really find a home and an audience for it using Facebook and Instagram ads. So there are many different types of ads. Each offer a variety of advantages. There are traditional Facebook and Instagram ads that you would create inside the Facebook Business Ads Manager. And here's where you can really target in on those specific audience. It's where you can get super specific in your targeting. I usually recommend that my clients use this feature for their advertising. However, I do have some that we will use boosted post. So this is where you'll use your regular Facebook post and you'll boost it, and it'll appear in people's news feeds. So this can be useful if you're looking for more engagement, say on a really great blog post that you wrote. But they definitely aren't a substitute for actual advertising. So the catch with Facebook and Instagram ads is you really need to use a proven system. For small to medium-sized businesses, you know that every penny that you spend, you have to do it wisely. Anyone can create a Facebook ad. You can't afford to waste your money on dozens of different ads, hoping that one of them might work. It's not a good use of your time, it's not a good use of your money, and it's very frustrating. And this is why you can't just jump in without knowing what you're doing. It doesn't matter how many people your ads reach if they aren't effective. So without a plan, you're going to burn through your budget really quick. You're going to get disappointed by the results, and you'll probably say, forget it. No more Facebook ads for me. So, and this is what I hear a lot, and I think it's why a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs avoid ads like the plague. It freaks people out. So the big key item to take away is targeting. Targeting really is the key when it comes to Facebook and Instagram ads. So let's avoid that pitfall right from the start. When creating Facebook and Instagrams, you really need to focus in on that audience. So that's where targeting comes in. It's super important. And I can't say this enough. Targeting is the key to your Facebook and Instagram ad success. And it's one of the reasons why Facebook and Instagram are such great investments when it comes to advertising. Their audience targeting features really are second to none. You can choose to target your ads based on age, gender, education, location, specific keywords, but you can also target people who like similar pages or companies like yours. And that really can guarantee that your ads will find their way in front of your ideal audience. To narrow your specific audience, you should create a profile of your ideal customer. This is a theoretical person who you believe would be your perfect client. You want to know everything about this person, from where they live, to what gender they are, to what their shopping habits or their income is. Essentially, it's like a client avatar, but you modify it a bit for advertising purposes. So once you have that ideal customer in mind, then we can create advertising that will appeal directly to them. And when it comes to Facebook and Instagram and most other kinds of digital marketing, it doesn't pay to cast a huge net. I see people make that mistake a lot where they think, well, it can't hurt to try to reach everyone, but it really can. And that's, in actuality, that's probably why newspaper ads died out, right? Because they were trying to just catch everyone. So instead, you want to focus your marketing dollars on specific people and specific groups. And by doing so, you're going to find more leads and potentially more paying customers. So when it comes to running Facebook ads, we kind of need to break it down a bit because everything is organized in Facebook Ad Manager the following way. So you have your campaigns, and this is where all of your assets live. And then you have your ad sets. And if you're targeting different audiences with different characteristics, then you'd need a separate ad set for each of them. And then your ads, of course, this is where the actual ads live. Each ad consists of copy, imagery, branding, all the good stuff. So that's where that actually lives. And when you sit down to create a new campaign, ad set, or an ad in the Facebook Ad Manager, there are a few things you need to consider. So you want to start by choosing your objective. You want to choose your objective based on what the goal of your ad is. So Facebook gives you options such as brand awareness and reach, and then digs in more as traffic, engagement, video views, lead generation, and then of course conversions. So for example, if you want to drive more traffic to your website, you would choose a traffic objective. And then of course you move into targeting. So you start by considering your objective to decide on choosing a specific audience. So Facebook's built-in targeting is really far reaching, and it can include things such as location, age, gender, education, work. There's so many things: parents, politics, interests, behaviors, connections. So you can really get into detailed targeting where you can get super specific here. You can choose people who are interested in, say, meditation and yoga, but you could exclude people who maybe you don't want to attract. So maybe people interested in hot yoga. So you could target yoga, but not necessarily hot yoga. You could exclude that. And why would you? Hot yoga is amazing. I'm sorry, it's my favorite. And then connections. This is where you can target people who like your page. And then, those are people who already know you and already love your brand. So of course you want to reach them, but then you can choose to target friends of people who have previously interacted with your brand, which is pretty cool. And once you've done that, then you'll set up your budget, and you can decide on either a daily budget or a lifetime budget. So daily budget is if you want to run your ad continuously. That's what you would want to choose. A lifetime budget is if you're looking to run an ad for a specific time frame. So say you're running it for a webinar, then you'd want to choose a lifetime budget and just run it for the specified time that you're going to run it for the webinar. Then you move into scheduling, where you can schedule your ad to start at a specific time and end at a specific time. You can also set it to run at specific dates and times. So say, for example, you don't want it to run on Sundays. You can make that happen. And then you'll move into the fun part, which is creating your ad. So that's when you will look back at your original objective to design your ad based on those goals. So you have to decide if you're going to use a single image ad or a multi-image ad, a carousel ad with scrolling images. And each type of ad has different design recommendations. And, do you want to do a video ad? And of course, if you use an image, make sure that you don't include more than 20% text, or Facebook will kick it out. And then of course, once you flip your ads on, you really do have to keep a close eye on them. You can't just flip it on and forget it. You really have to check in. I check every day. I really like to see how, my key metrics are moving. What's the performance and engagement? And then I make changes literally every day as I move forward. I always advise my clients to start small and track their conversions when creating Facebook and Instagram ads. you want to shoot for a low cost per lead and a high click-through rate. So tracking how many of your leads actually purchase is a great way to monitor your return on the ad spend. And then the cherry on top of your ROI cake is that you'll learn detailed information and stats about how well your ads performed and with who. And if one type of ad performs better than the other, that's really great information to have. If you see an ad that's not performing well, then, that's valuable. You can shut that ad off. And Facebook Insights will allow you to better tailor your future ad campaigns, which will further improve their effectiveness. And one thing I love and sometimes hate about Facebook is that it's always changing. Their team's constantly refining and creating new algorithms to determine what their users see in their news feeds. So they'll introduce new features and they'll let old ones, fall by the wayside. And so if you're a small business owner trying to manage your Facebook advertising campaign, it can be challenging. It can be a lot to keep up on because it changes a lot. So I think that's why I do so many Facebook ads, is because clients just don't have time, and let's be honest, it's really not the best use of your time to stay up on all of those changes. So by creating brilliant Facebook ads, you're going to be doing a lot more than just driving people to your website or to your landing page. You really want those people to become followers of your business. And having countless Facebook followers is nice. It's a great asset, but there is a drawback. You don't own your social media following. And I've talked about that before. So it really does make sense to use your ads to grow your email list. So I've seen it happen before. I've seen it happen with friends. I've seen it happen with colleagues. I've seen it happen with clients where for one reason or another, Facebook will decide to shut down someone's business page or their Instagram. And, I've seen it happen. So you don't want to put all your eggs in that basket. Make sure you're building your email list as well. So again, that's why it's so important to convert your social media followers into email subscribers. And it's really not as hard as you might think. I went into a lot of details in last week's blog. I did a video on it, and it's also on the podcast. So you can jump over to the website to check it out. A lot of great information there. And I'll also drop the link in the show notes for you. And then learning how to create incredible Facebook ads really does require practice. There's a lot of trial and error that goes into it. Your first attempt isn't likely to be a huge success, but the more ads that you write and the more data you dig into, and remember, targeting is key, the better your Facebook ads will get. Over the years, I've created successful Facebook and Instagram ad campaigns for thousands of small businesses and entrepreneurs, and they play a major role in my own launch strategies. And I found they're the best way to fill up webinars. So it really is something to think about adding to your business. And of course, if you need a fresh set of eyes on your Facebook and Instagram ads, let me know. I'm happy to jump in and take a look for you. I also can take it completely off your hands if that's something you're not even interested in taking on. Go ahead and schedule a free consultation. I'll drop that in the link below as well. And I do have a free workbook that you can grab on the website. It's about writing your own Facebook ads, so it can really help you get started. And of course, if you're curious about hearing my thoughts, you can jump over and subscribe to the podcast. I'm going to be doing a podcast on it where I'll dig in a little bit deeper. And we also have a Facebook community, the Digital Marketing Made Simple podcast community on Facebook, where you can join the conversation. So I'd love to hear how Facebook ads and Instagram ads are working for you, what's not working. I'd love to help you get to that next level. Thanks so much for joining in, and I will talk to you soon.